How would you like to know what the hottest sports cards of the week are? Welcome, everybody. I'm Coach Co. You are tuning into Sports Cards Pro, the data tracking tool that is going to help you up your game when it comes to buying and selling sports cards. Team, we are going to jump onto the Sports Cards Pro app. Boom. All right. What we're going to do for this video, we're going to jump into the tools feature. We are going to go into sales volume data. Now, I should mention before we get started that this is part of the premium features tool. For just $6 a month, you get access to this and many other premium features on the Sports Cards Pro website. However, just for watching today, just for tuning in and hearing me shoot the shit for the next, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes, you get access to this one absolutely for free as we break it down. All right, so we got basketball first up. We've got Victor Wembanyama still tops the chart from last week. We're going to go into Michael Jordan's 44. Honestly, if you look at the highest sales volumes, it is pretty wild. Wemby, Jordan, Bryant, Jordan, LaMelo, Jordan. Crazy. Just goes to show Michael Jordan's impact. And I mean, before and now. 34 of these cards have sold. This is 91 Upper Deck. It's a nice looking card. This card got as high as $5.50 ungraded. Now, that was back in May of 2021. And it is about $2.09 now. So up a little bit from the lowest point of $1.44 in last December. As you can see, December, this is a cool thing. Because we have these charts, there's so many things we can track. As you can see, these low points, they usually take place in what month? December. So as you can see, a lot of people sell in December, and there's not a lot of buyers in December. And that's usually because the holidays are around. So if you're considering selling cards, unless the guy is super relevant at this very moment in time, it might be worth it to hold just a little bit longer. Try to find other things to pull money from, because you're probably not going to get top dollar for your sports cards in December leading up to the holidays. PSA 10 copy will cost you about $76.44. 9.5s will cost $52.39. 9s, $19.61. 8 is at $10.21, and 7s, $7.33. This trend happens a lot. If you grade your card and it does not come back at least a 9, a 9 basically means you break even with the cost of grading, and the 10 is where you make money. So you really need to know what you're looking for when you're submitting cards these days, people. Next up on the list, we've got baseball. We've got Ken Griffey tops this list, 104 of his star rookies. We're going to go into Tony Gwynn, though. It's very cool. 1983 tops, 37 of them have sold. This card all-time high was $29.80 back in March of 2021. That was peak boom. It is about $11.70 now. Unlike the Jordan, though, you don't see the same drop-off in December, mainly because, I assume it's because you don't have the same volume in Jordan as you do in Tony Gwynn. PSA 10 copies, $2,801. 9.5, $710. 9s, $171. 8s, you get a little bit of money back here at $37.83, and then 7s, $20.65. We're going to go into the pop report feature. This is really cool and something I like to highlight regularly on the Sports Cards Pro website. This will give you access to the PSA population report and tell you exactly how many have been graded and in which grade. Why is that relevant? Well, if you're looking to buy a card, you kind of want to know how many of it exist out there, and this is a really easy way to determine that. So it's not available for every card, but a lot of the popular cards do have these population reports. And so if you see this tab, I'd highly recommend clicking it. It shows you the average grade for this card. So the 8 over here, and we know how much that 8 costs. 15,097 of them have been graded an 8. 9s are a little more scarce, 5,392, but you can see the vast majority of the graded copies are between 7 and 9. As you can see, the 9's $171, so not bad. And then those 10s, there's only 716 of them, and that's why they're about $3,000 a piece. All right, team. So that, like I said, definitely something to look out for. If you're searching up sports cards, check out the pop reports. Some valuable information there. Next up, we got football. Purdy's still very high on this list. In fact, he tops this list for 7-day volume. Barry Sanders is quite high. We're going to go with Anthony Richardson's 2023 Panini Mosaic. It is brand new out of the latest 2023 Mosaic set. Anthony Richards has autographs in this set too. He's one of the few quarterbacks that does. 35 of these cards have sold in the last 7 days. Start off at $2.87. It has come down to $1.37. PSA 10 copies, $68. 9 5s, $30.54. 9s, less than the cost to grade. So something to very much look out for. And especially when it comes to ultra modern stuff, you need to know what you're submitting, people. Please don't waste your money submitting cards that are not going to come back gems in this current market, especially when it comes to ultra modern. Hockey's up next. Quinn Hughes absolutely dominating the NHL. 26 of his cards have sold in the last 7 days. Look at this parabolic rise. His stuff in a matter of like 6 weeks has more than doubled. Very, very cool to see stuff like this. And it goes to show there's still ample opportunities in the sports card market if you know what you're doing and if you pick the right player. This ungraded copy is selling for $76.69. PSA 10 copies will run you $252.50. 9 5s, $107.78. And a 9 basically costs raw. Pretty wild to hear something like that, team. Next up, we got racing, a new category. Charles Leclerc's 2020 Topps Chrome F1. This is his rookie card. 6 of them have sold in the last 7 days. This card was about $10 back in August. It's down to about $7.88. PSA 10 copies are $39.53. 9 5s, $20.30. 9s, $15.13. Team, I've said this on previous videos. I'm going to continue to say it. Grading base cards, probably not a good idea these days. I mean, as you can see, even if you get the 10 here, let's say you bought it for $7 or you bought it for $10 or whatever. Submit it, costs you minimum $20 US, bulk, minimum. I mean, you're maybe making $10 if you get a gem. I don't love those margins, to be honest, or that the chance of success. So really, really consider what you're submitting these days. Be very picky. Now, again, if you're doing it just for PC, do whatever the heck you want, right? But if you're looking to eventually resell, I would highly recommend being very picky on what you're submitting. Save your money for actual cards instead of grading. All right. That's my 2 cents. Hopefully that's something you can take from this video today. Team, we got soccer next. 2018 Panini Donruss Optic. Kylian Mbappe is 4th on this list. 6 of them have sold. $6.73 ungraded. This card got as high as $45.05. It's down to about $6.73. PSA 10 copies, $79.32. 9 5s, $47. 9s, $24.49. All right, team. So again, you grade this card, comes back less than a 10. I mean, you're in a losing proposition there again. So I'm gonna keep telling you guys because I want you guys to save money for actual cards. I want you to know that the market changes, and as the market changes, you have to make adjustments. And if you make the necessary adjustments, you'll have more money to actually buy stuff you really want. And that's kind of what the sports card hobby is all about, is like owning stuff that you actually want to own, right? Like, I know that a lot of us have, started to create revenue streams from it, and that's awesome. But at the end of the day, I mean, you don't want to be in a position where you're pooling money into grading and then coming back and they're actually worth less money. So take some of these tips and use them to your advantage. That's what these videos are for. We have UFC cards up next. Tom Aspinall. His red 2022 Panini Prism UFC. This card was $50 for quite some time. Dropped down, I assume, because he lost. You guys can correct me in the comment section. Now it's about $25.25. PSA 10 copies, $62. 9 5s, very close at $61. 9s, $28.80. 8s, less than raw. Same trends. I'm going to continue to hammer them home until you guys see them. And hopefully your collections will thank me one day. If your collection has thanked me already, let me know in the comment section. Finally, we've got wrestling. Macho Man Randy Savage. This is his number 7 Elizabeth out of 1987 Topps WWF. This card was about $9.18 in October of 2022. And it does a little bit of a woo. And it's down to about $6.30. PSA 10 copies are $315. 9 5s, $289. 9s, $262. And then you got 8s at $43 and 7s at $30. So this is a card where I would pay very close attention to what the difference between an 8 and a 9 looks like, because there's a lot of opportunity there where if you manage to get a few 9s, I mean, it might even be worth the risk. Now, if you get the 7 and 8, I mean, there's still a little bit of a markup. So it might be worth the risk if you can find these in pretty good shape. You want to submit a bunch of them raw. Now, the more that come into the marketplace, the lower these prices will be, right? Just because it says over here $262, someone still has to pay you that money. So that's another important thing to take away from these videos, is that just because it says that that's what it costs, someone still needs to pay you for it. All right, team, we are going to go ahead and browse some of the wax. We're going to go into football. We're going to go into mega boxes. I'm not sure what we did last week, but this is what we're going to do this week. And then we are going to go into filter, and we are going to go based on high to low. Actually, we'll go into biggest change. Boom. So 2020 Panini Prism Football Mega Box. These things have gone up. It says $42.32. We've got the 2020. I mean, this 2020 class was just unbelievable. So that's why you're going to see a lot of this wax. I mean, it's one of the benefits of holding wax, because you're betting on the class instead of the individual players. One of the best rookie classes I think we'll see for quite some time. 2020, 2021 was pretty good too. 2021, 2023, I'm not a big fan of. We'll see what happens though, and you guys can call me on the comment section if you think there's a guy that's worth chasing. But so don't forget to check out your wax as well on this website, team. There's so many good things on the Sports Cards Pro website. I just dive in, honestly, head first. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of the hottest sports cards of the week. As always, please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment on the video. Let us know what your favorite card we featured today was, and which card do you think you're actually surprised didn't end up on one of our lists? And we can talk about that a little bit next video. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day. Coach Co and Sports Cards Pro are out of here. Peace.